So Fixmo is the mobile risk management company. We focus on enabling protected, compliant, and auditable mobile computing in the enterprise. Fixmo attacks this problem from the standpoint of risk, understanding what are the different security risks imposed by enabling BlackBerry, Android, iOS, and other mobile devices to not only connect to the enterprise, but to store private corporate data on those devices, especially in the case where those devices may be used for more than just business use. We focus on solving these problems from a security perspective for our customers, enabling them to not only protect their devices, but to maintain compliance and ensure they can manage their infrastructure holistically and be able to prove compliance at the end of the day. Well, this is an exciting time in enterprise IT in which the landscape is changing as mobile devices start to proliferate, as the bring your own device trend happens, and we have an opportunity at this time to redefine how we look at endpoint security and enterprise data protection. As smartphones, tablets, and other mobile computing devices become the primary access point for many users, we can start to change the way we think about protecting data from the get-go on these devices, rather than looking at security as an afterthought. So we have a great opportunity now in the market to think about how do we not only protect our data on mobile devices and the devices of the future, but how do we ensure the OS and the device itself continues to remain in a trusted, compliant, and high integrity state? And how do we effectively change the way we think about the mix of personal and business data on the next generation of devices? And that's what the really exciting opportunity is, not only for us in mobility, but for enterprise IT as a whole. And that's where Fixmo is going to continue to help drive innovation and work with our customers. Fixmo has unveiled the new Fixmo MRM platform. Fixmo MRM is a culmination of various technologies we've been developing over the last 2 years to take a holistic approach to mobile risk management and enabling our customers to monitor and protect their devices, protect their corporate data, and continuously report on their compliance standard. With Fixmo MRM, we've brought together our Fixmo Sentinel device management, integrity monitoring, and compliance capabilities with our Fixmo Safe Zone secure data container to help not only protect and monitor your devices, but also encrypt and contain your corporate data so you can stay in compliance. With Fixmo MRM, we now enable our customers to actively monitor the device OS, the policies that are applied, and the configurations to continuously ensure that they stay in a known trusted state. We also protect and encrypt the corporate data on the device to ensure no third-party applications or compromises that happen at the OS level can compromise that data and result in corporate data leakage. And finally, on top of that, we provide all of the mobile device management capabilities to create and maintain policies, to deploy and manage third-party applications, and to ensure that that device remains in compliance with all of your requirements. Even as a device moves in and out of different locations, we adapt those policies to restrict what that device can do and where it can do it. Well, nearly all of the customers that we speak to are facing the challenges now with the bring your own device approach and the proliferation of iPads, iPhones, Android-based smartphones and tablets throughout their organization. And as employees start bringing in more and more devices and connecting them to the corporate network, there's big risks related to the security threats on those devices, partly because they're built on consumer-grade operating systems, and partly because IT has less control over how they can restrict the overall device usage. So while a personal device may be able to be connected to an enterprise email system where an organization can ensure password protection and some protection of that email, organizations have no way of protecting against underlying compromises such as OS rooting or jailbreaking, or protecting against third-party applications running on those devices that may have access to the native email, contacts, and other data. So at Fixmo, we focus on solving that problem by keeping all corporate data, whether it's email, calendar, documents, or third-party applications, contained and encrypted and kept completely separate from the personal apps on that device. In that way, we can protect your corporate data from third-party applications, protect that corporate data in the cases where the device is compromised, and enable an organization to have different policies at the device level and at the container level, so they can encrypt and strongly protect their corporate data while allowing their users to enjoy the freedom of the personal side of the device. Well, Fixmo is extremely excited about this part of the market because we feel that we have a chance to change the way enterprise IT looks at not just mobile security, but their approach to endpoint security as a whole. As BYOD happens, it's not just a smartphone issue or a tablet issue. It's a challenge for how IT departments as a whole are going to look at this evolving landscape and change the way they think about defending and protecting their endpoints as opposed to patching and resolving security issues as they happen. So we at Fixmo believe there's a great opportunity to get ahead of the curve and focus on security from the start of this next wave of mobile computing, ensuring the right technologies are in place to not only detect issues, but to monitor and ensure the integrity of that underlying operating system so that compromises can be not only detected, but prevented before they result in corporate data leakage or other security issues. So this is really a chance for the industry to define the next 10 years, 20 years of security and mobile and device computing by looking at what's happening in smartphones and tablets today and thinking about how that's going to influence enterprise IT and enterprise security in this next wave as we move forward. So many of our customers in regulated industries are focused on compliance, and it's becoming an evolving challenge as more and more mobile devices are accessing their network. And for them, compliance doesn't just mean enforcing policies and managing their devices. It means they have to actively protect and prove that their data has been protected on these devices. In the healthcare industry, we have HIPAA. In financial services, we have SEC and SOX. In federal government, we have a whole range of regulations related to private data protection. So compliance in our world means not only ensuring you're protecting the devices and the corporate data that sits on those devices, but ensuring you can prove it. And that's becoming a bigger and bigger challenge in the space of mobility, where enterprises don't have the same control over the device operating system and can't continuously monitor what's happening on that device, especially as personal and business applications merge. So at Fixmo, we focus on solving how to not only maintain compliance, but how to continuously monitor and be able to prove it when audit time comes around.